Welcome. Hello, everybody. Stephen, EMBN Show in Boyo.
Yes, welcome to the House of Pain. On today's show, we've got bikes from Harry and also the world's biggest eMtb. What was that accent?
That was Welsh.
Sorry, folks, I'm still a bit thrown by Rich's regional accents there.
Oh, how dare you? Oh, God.
I'm more of a northern bloke myself, like. I don't mind doing a bit of Yorkshire, but like, I'm not sure about.
How many of you smoked today? Oh my God!
Anyway, the House of Pain.
Yes.
House of Pain.
Welcome, welcome.
Rich, you've just come back from your Ealot ride.
I have, yes.
In the southwest of England.
Yeah.
Interesting for me, I was shooting with GETTINGSOCIAL the last few days.
And I've been on EMBN.
On a Canyon Spectral, which I found a beautiful bike to ride.
Good little ride, isn't it?
You know, we talk on the channel about how, you know, how much exertion do you put on an e-mountain bike? The Don put a video out at the beginning of last week, which she said, actually, do you know what? My heart rate isn't that high, and it's never going to be if you're riding up a fire track in turbo mode, right?
I'm not saying anything.
It's like, it's obvious it's not going to be a workout. Yeah. But here's some data on screen now from my GEMBN shoot, which I did with the Don in the morning, and then I did an EMBN shoot in the afternoon. So I'm got on MTB morning, eMtb afternoon, and as you can see on this chart, guys, my heart rate is actually the same for both shoots. That's just a bit of behind the scenes before we get into the news. And the news is the new Ari Nebo Peak bike. I think this is a really stunning looking bike.
Yes.
It's a rebrand from a brand which was formerly known as Fazari. Yep. 150mm travel front, 140 rear. Fazua Ride 60 motor in there. Really like the Ride 60. It's got really good power characteristics. 430 watt-hour battery with a range extender, adjustable geometry. Prices $5,999 to $999.
Wow.
Some good numbers. 480 reach in a size large, 77-degree C-tube angle. And in all, I think it's a nice looking bike.
It is a good looking bike. You know, I think a rebrand now and again is a good thing.
Rich, fantastic event coming up in the diary in British Columbia in the end of May. It's called the Megavolt. Now, this is held in collaboration with BC Bike Race. 3 challenge events, 2 races. It is kind of like a social event as well. It is on my radar. It's on my radar. There's an expo area there. There's an expo area. I just think...
E-bikes, BC, cruising around.
Richard, it's a race. I just think that e-bike races have got the potential to be more sociable than maybe any other two.
I think calling this a festival is hitting the nail on the head there. I like the idea of that. So
we've got brands such as Yamaha, Gas, Bosch, Fox will all be there. The festival passes cost $549. So get yourselves over to themegavolt.com to have a look
at
the
name as well.
The details. Right, Swiss brand SCOR. What's matey boy from up Yorkshire? He rides a SCOR. Bryson's mate, what's his name? He rides SCOR. Anyway, new bikes for 2024. The SCOR 4060, which has undergone some changes for the year ahead. New colours, new motor, 4 models in the range, 2 options of the 4060Z ST and the 4060Z LT. Shimano EP801 motor in this bike, 720 watt-hour battery, 29-inch wheels. Prices from €7,000.
From 7,000?
Yes. So 2 really nice looking bikes, quite different bikes, quite to
very much so.
But when it comes to different, Rich, I think this bike is
ridiculous.
DirtySixer from
ridiculous.
I met the founder, David Falk, out in Taiwan a couple of weeks ago. It is, to see it, Rich, is insane.
I have seen it in the flesh.
I think Connor from GCN has actually ridden one, but the wheels are this big.
They are literally 36.
But David Falk is actually 6'6".
Yeah.
And it just makes total sense. But what got me is like, how fast is that bike going to roll down the hill?
I mean, once you get that thing going, how are you going to get, I mean, getting it to stop, I think, is the other thing, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, we talk about runaway trucks. That is
That's a runaway bike.
But folks, this is the quick chat I had with David out in Taiwan. David Falk, is this the biggest e-bike in the world?
I think so. Yes, 36-inch wheels, twin rotors in the front, Bosch motor with a 750 watt batteries, big pedals, 160 by 110. You know, I have big feet, so.
How tall are you?
6'6".
And this is your bike. This is your brand.
Yeah.
You built it.
Yes.
So where is it built?
So DirtySixer started in San Francisco, at least 10, 11 years ago. So this bike now is made in Taiwan. It's been a few years that I moved the production from Sacramento. That's where I used to do all the all-road. So this is a model that is called the all-road compared to the mountain bike. So the all-road now is built in Taiwan. So everything you see here is, well, except the tires that are from V-Tire in Thailand, but almost everything here is made in Taiwan, except for the Bosch motor and battery.
This bike must be insanely fast downhill.
Yes, it is fast downhill. It is fast on the flats. I will not lie to you. I appreciate the motor on the hills. Definitely. But yeah, it rolls over everything. Being cat, dogs, grandma, kids, you can roll over everything. This e-bike is launching just right now, so I'm taking pre-orders. We hope to ship them before the end of the year. I want to be conservative. Before the end of the year, people will be able to ride this bike.
I'm guessing for tall people, this is a winner, right?
Yes, definitely. So I got lucky. I got Shaquille O'Neal loving these bikes, and he got two. I got Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Rudy Gobert, Steven Adams, Dirk Nowitzki, you name it. The NBA love that, of course, because it's a tall, proportionate, safe bike. But not only centers, because this bike you see here with 36-inch wheels, it's also coming in 32-inch wheels.
Wow, honestly, thank you so much for, probably one of the best things I've ever seen as an e-mountain bike. And the twin discs up front.
Yes, twin disc brakes in the front, you know, because my customers are tall and sometimes heavier, most of the time heavier than the average. So not only taller, but heavier. So twin disc brakes, that's something that I started with the previous version of the all-road, the one that wasn't electric. We still had twin disc brakes in the front, and that's definitely a good thing for big guys, you know. Between the pedals, big grips, 42 millimeter grips, big pedals, big brakes. That's, you know, I want my customer to be safe on the bike.
I'd really like to have a spin on that bike.
It looks like death, but I would still like to have a go.
I mean, the speed, insane.
Yes. Right, next up from Bergstrom, we've got the Swiss brand's 4 new bikes called Flow, Steve.
Have you got a Swiss accent in you?
No way, not without offending all of Switzerland as well.
I ain't got a Swiss accent in me. Sorry.
I don't know what you've got in you, Steve.
Anyway. Double espresso.
Yeah, right.
I tell you what I've got in me. I tell you what I've got in me. I've got 8 kilos of weight on me because I've not been able to ride a bike for 6 weeks. So not riding an e-mountain bike for 6 weeks, I've put on 8 kilos. Yeah. I went on the scales today, I was devastated. Anyway.
Small print. I've also got 18 bottles of wine, 4 chunks of cheese, and God knows what else in me, though.
There's no need for that.
No, but you didn't say that part, did you?
There's no need for that. I can't believe you said
17 bottles of wine. 4 colours, models and sizes. 140 or 120 mil front travel. Prices from 5,000 to 7,000 francs. It's true.
It's totally incorrect.
Rubbish. Bosch Combat Tube, 400 watt hour battery, 29's aluminium frame. I mean, they look good again.
It's a good mid-price e-mountain bike from Switzerland for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think some cool looking bikes on the news this week. Yeah, folks, let us know if you're a super tall rider. Maybe we can put you in touch with David Falk at DirtySixer, because there could be something in there.
Yeah, for sure. Right, we need to talk about protection.
To protect or not to protect?
That is the question. Now, I don't wear knee pads or protection very often. I know you don't either. So, we're going to sub me for Blake.
Well, so excited to have you on the show, Blake.
So good
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Now, you are a man who spends a lot of time in the air, and I've said many times you spend your time upside down in the air on an iron bike. I want to talk to you about the whole business about protection.
Oh, yeah.
Do you use protection?
I do.
So I've seen you in some videos with knee pads on for
Yeah.
definite.
Yeah.
I see you with gloves on, so
Yes.
you're obviously a protection person.
I'm a protection kind of guy. Yeah, I've built my career on wearing protection.
So when it comes to knee pads, I've
Yeah.
seen you wearing knee pads under your jeans.
Yes.
Would you go for like something which is more kind of minimalist, or would you go for the heavier duty with the kind of side reinforcements and stuff like that?
It depends on what kind of stuff I'll be riding.
Right.
But I am a full protection or not.
So I guess in like the riding you do, and you see it, for example, in like in the Fest series, you see it in the videos you do on GMBN.
Yeah.
I guess you do go down hard on occasion.
Yeah, you do. But then there is a thing about wearing too much protection, knowing that you are going to have a big crash, which gives you a different perspective on wearing a lot of protection. I only wear ankle braces, shin pads, if so, knee pads.
Oh,
and
crikey,
gloves.
that's a lot, really. Isn't
Just my lower half.
Now, Blake, that's interesting. You seem to protect from the waist down. Very wise choice. Now, I come from a downward background, so the last race I did was Val d'Isole World Championships, where when you get to the start line, they'll tap you on the back. You have to ride with a back protector and also gloves and knee pads.
Yeah.
I think back protectors these days have moved on from like the kind of pretty armoured suits from like,
Those
15
crazy
years ago.
Dainese suits.
Yeah, which smelt quite bad. What about gloves? Where are you at with gloves?
I wear gloves. I do get told in the comments, why aren't you wearing gloves? But it's just personal preference. Gloves or no gloves. It doesn't matter.
I think, you've obviously oh yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, you've not had an office job, have you? Look at that, look at those hands. I think your hands, depends on your hand, on how you do stuff. Those are proper worn hands, aren't they?
Yeah, proper worn hands.
But I think if I was going to go for a pair of gloves, I'd go for quite a thin pair, same as I'd ride a motorcycle.
Same as me, thin glove.
Yeah, but in winter, obviously, when things get insane, I think it's good to have, a good windproof, waterproof
Definitely.
pair of gloves. Blake, thanks so much for joining me to chat
Thank you very
about
much.
protection. What about helmets?
Oh,
That's another subject, isn't it?
just sheesh.
Right,
That's a deep subject.
back to Rich.
Do you wear protection?
You're mental today, dude. Rich, you just
Yes.
come back from your Ealot, white Ealot trip
Yes.
in southwest of England. Interesting mixed messages out there in the mountain bike media about what you can actually do in terms
Yeah.
of range.
That's it.
I'll tell you why I come onto this, is that I went out for a ride on Sunday on my Canyon Strive. Possibly the worst range I've had from that bike ever.
Really?
Ever. I think I did like 3,000 feet of climbing in 20 miles, which ain't what that bike can do. I mean,
No.
and that's not just in turbo, that's in like trail mode as well. Trail
Oh, so not just flat out.
So not
Yeah.
flat out. And I think the reason for it is it's just heavy ground.
Yeah, just wheels
Heavy ground.
spinning,
Yeah.
bike comes heavier, just more laboured,
Yeah.
motors having to work harder.
And do you know what? I've seen people that say, oh, this white Ealot can do 100 kilometres. Well, it might do if you're riding on a tarmac or a gravel track.
In purely eco or
In
even
eco
turning it
mode,
off.
or even pedalling above 25 kph, right?
Yeah,
You could have 200 miles, couldn't
yeah,
you?
I mean, that's a silly way of testing it, isn't
But
it?
I'm interested in what you did, because what you did was a legit ride, right?
Well, so I went out from basically door to door, my front door, and it was a ride I normally do on my cross-country bike, and I did it on the Ealot, basically to see how far around this loop I could go or exceed it.
Don't give it away, by the way.
I'm not going to tell how far. I'm not going to even tell you kind of what modes I was in, but I rode it like a normal bike. I didn't do the whole eco-only turning it off all the time thing.
Just
I
how
used
you ride it.
I rode it like I would actually do, and I was surprised. Let's put it that way. But in the video, for reference, put some of my stats down: height, weight, laden, things like that, so that people, you lovely people out there, can not listen to this guy and listen to me for an informed piece on. That was mean, actually. I take that back. But basically, to give you as much information as possible about me and the
It's totally
bike.
fine with me.
I'm digging myself a grave here. Hello, Steve Jones here.
Thing is, right?
E-bike.
Joey, right?
You can't get fit on a normal bike, you know. Oh, bloody hell.
Are you one of those? I thought I considered you a friend,
I am your...
but now you're like you're machine gunning me down. You're saying what I say is lies. Whoever's editing this, please put some of this lunatic's behaviour into the show. Rich, well, enough about you for a minute and your door-to-door. Sorry,
Love a good hog roast.
Door-to-door. Rich, enough of you and your door-to-door expeditions. This is Reggie. This is what you guys have been doing the last few weeks. Reggie on his Canyon Spectral on Carlton Bank, North Yorkshire.
Yep.
Carlton Bank, really nice hill, not far from where Danny Hart lives.
Great shot as well. That.
And
Big
then
trig point.
further north again on High Blood Like, Derek and Fife in Scotland.
Very nice as well.
Oh, look at this! Look at this, Boredale, hometown. Why haven't we? I've not. Have you been here?
Yeah, I have, but we're not really allowed to film there very often, unfortunately, Steve.
Right. We're swiftly moving on to.
No, they can. We can't.
Look at this, and this is your neck of the woods. Cube Stereo and Exmoor.
Yeah, that is my neck. Southwest is best.
See, Exmoor has got loads of fantastic bridleways with some stunning views of the seven. Is it seven? Bristol Channel, actually. Sorry, down there. You can get the sunsets. Gert Lush. Right, some feedback now from you guys on a huge subject, which is the cost of running an e-mountain bike, which Owen delivered a few weeks ago. It's a massive subject because within that, he actually took two of my bikes. He took my Canyon Strive and also another bike which I ride, which is Canyon Spectral. One bike's got Shimano, cable-operated gears, whereas the other bike is, we laugh at it's cable, it's fine. Leave it, just leave it.
All right.
And the other bike has got electronic shifting. Looking at the prices of both bikes, the components in e-bikes are quite high wear items. So some questions in from you guys. First of all, on the cost of running e-bike. This is from the local angler. I like your assessment that a bike in the $5,000 range is more affordable to do repairs on than a $9,000, but what about the quality of the metal used to build the parts? Are the parts on a $5,000 bike going to wear faster than the $9,000? Or is it going to be fairly similar? I've got the answers to this. So AD, who's been on some big trips in Italy, he actually had the original SRAM Axis gearing.
Okay.
Electronic shifting. And it blew my mind, actually. He got 6,000K out of a derailleur and cassette.
Really?
Which I think is pretty impressive.
Not the chain, I'm assuming, though.
Not the chain.
No, that's understandable.
But I think that, and I've actually still got this cassette and derailleur.
Oh, really?
And I think that is impressive. I think, I wouldn't like to make a generalisation where the material in less expensive and more expensive is more or less better. But I think it depends on where you ride and how you ride and your weight and all these different things and how you change gear.
100%. Conditions make a huge,
So, in answer to that question, the local angler, I'll go and do some research. I don't know the answer to it. I can tell you that things such as Link Glide Shimano is cheaper. And it does 3 times more than Hyperglide. Yeah. And in my own experience, the SRAM Axis, which we've used on the Specialized Levo of 2022 vintage, has done incredibly well. In the same video, Stefan Hansen asks, did he seriously say 2 to 2,200 for 2,000 miles? That is more price per mile than running costs of most cars, significantly more than motorcycles. Can that really be true? Well, actually, I think you're relating to Gareth, who runs the hire centre in the Forest Dean in the UK. I mean, these bikes get used on a daily basis.
Miles every day, any condition, and any kind of rider.
Exactly, yeah.
So, they maybe aren't the most gentle on the gears.
Do you know what? If Rich Payne was riding those bikes, that would be £4,000 for 2,000 miles. And then checking out on the latest shows, Daniel Sezelin said, please challenge Neil to take a 750 watt-hour e-bike on a ride as he did years ago on an acoustic bike. Start at Coedy Brennan and on to Penmachno and finish at the Married. Big battery management ride. The Don does like a certain thing. Is the Don, he's got a young family. It's
time efficient for him.
He does his GMBN stuff. He is limited in time. So what the Don likes doing is just getting the downhill stuff.
Yeah, so he is a downhill guy.
But I will ask him to go and do that ride because I think it'll be really interesting. I actually think he'd like to.
I do know he has got a big e-bike Epic multi-day coming up, actually. So
he has actually. Yeah.
No more, but
folks, thanks so much for your feedback. And yeah, there's some interesting videos which probably will require a bit of feedback in the next few weeks. So yeah, please do get involved.
Right, it's bike vault time. You thought I was going to go Welsh, then, didn't you? Somerset through and through, my sir.
Sorry, I was going to go Welsh, didn't you? Anyway. Geordie,
Scott E-Spark 720. Where are we? The Netherlands. I didn't really think of e-biking in the Netherlands as a likely partnership, but it's cool that it's there. Bought it stock.
This is like a nice or a super nice part of the show.
Oh, thank goodness. This is a nice from me. Okay. Because it's non-drive side.
What about the Taser alloy in Scotland from Jamie? I think that's a super nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah, but we'd have a bell to ring.
Don't worry about the bell.
All right. Hold on. Hey, Steve.
Feels like...
That'll do it. Next up, it's Alex's Polle Voima from Norway. First trip out of town on it. Spent 4 days getting to know the bike, and it's awesome, by the way. I mean...
Tristle Bike Park.
Tristle.
What has gone into
I don't know. I had a chocolate bar. Jesus. What are we saying? Nice or super nice?
I think it's a super nice one.
Please don't forget to keep sending your bikes into the Bike Vault because we do like to see them. More the merrier. Please, links in the description down below.
Time to get social. First of all, did you see Tony Bow on an e-cargo bike?
Man, the guy's a savage.
It's insane. Like the hill he's going up, and the guy is
just.
He's the man.
It's mind-boggling, like what he can actually do.
It's crazy.
Like, there was a video that went around a while back of like Cade Edwards on the Trek pits doing stuff, but this is next level again. Like this blows it.
Yeah, but there's a hill he goes up towards the end. Look how steep that is. That's in Andorra. It's like I know that's so steep, and then he just stops and like, I'll just
a few backups. I'll just roll back and go back
down. Richie Schley has been out on his Rottweild. And then also, hope you guys caught the video of Chris Ackrig versus Josh Bryceland on the channel. This is some behind the scenes action actually, which Josh did on his Instagram, which is very cool. Coming up on the channel this week, Richard Payne, the House of Payne, takes a triple clamp to eMtb.
Yeah.
We shouldn't give much of this away, should we?
I'm not going to, but I always wonder, we ride these big e-bikes, why don't we have big forks?
Why indeed?
Well, I found out. You're going to have to wait and see.
And then on Sunday, we've got a fantastic vid on the all-new Gas ECC bike. So see you next week.